Does a dismissive avoidant change for the next person? Let's talk about it, family. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Eleanor and this is Dismissible Me, where I speak only about dismissive avoidant attachment from the perspective of someone with a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know where you are watching from and your attachment style down below in the comment section. And be sure to check out the playlist and find me on Instagram where I am most active. All of my links are down below in the description box. And getting right into today's topic, does a dismissive avoidant change for the next person? And the simple answer to that is no. People don't change for other people or because they've met another person. People change because they want different results for themselves. Here are 5 to 6 examples of why, if someone is not consciously working on changing their habits and behaviors, they're not changing for the next person. If I was emotionally distant with you, the emotional distance is going to stay the same for the next person. If I struggled with the emotional intimacy with you, family, and I haven't worked on myself, if I haven't worked on that, if I'm not making conscious strides to fix that area of my life, then I'm going to continue to struggle to lower my emotional walls with the next person. Bottom line, nobody meets somebody and they miraculously change. Change is not instant. It is something that takes time. So even if somebody meets the right person and they actively decide that they want to change at that moment, they're not changing for that person. They're changing for themselves because they don't want to lose this person, not for this person. Understand the difference. My need for independence still remains. So if I was struggling with letting go of my hyper independence with you, and I'm not working on that, my strong preference for autonomy isn't going to change overnight. I will still struggle with my need and desire to have and maintain my independence in a new relationship with a new person. It may look different on the outside if you're trying to keep tabs on me, because maybe that person is very different from you and how they operate. So if they're more avoidant like me and they're not putting a bunch of pressure on me, it may seem like things are going smoother for longer because this person isn't pressuring me for a lot of emotional intimacy because they don't want to actually have to meet me there either. So that's a thing. Sometimes you're so focused on the outside on trying to decipher and decode what's really going on, and you're missing all the inside scoop that you already have, that, you know, me or this other person is flawed, and if we're not consciously fixing it, it's not being fixed. If I was slow paced in my relationship with you, my slow pace in relationships is going to stay the same. If I took a long time to warm up to you, which I just in general, it takes me a very long time to warm up to anyone for any reason. So this isn't just a romantic relationship thing. It's a thing with people overall. It takes me a long time to warm up to people. It's going to take me a long time to commit. So no, I'm not going to change this for the next person. I'm always going to be slower paced, and I'm willing to, you know, stay on the hill that slow pace for me is the way to go. I don't necessarily I don't feel the need to speed things up at this particular point in time. If I wasn't expressing deep emotions with you, my limited emotional expression is likely to still persist in the next relationship or with the next person. I'm not likely to immediately change from not wanting to talk to you about how it is that I'm feeling or what I'm thinking or what I'm going through to spilling my guts out with a new person, which understand that this new person is a stranger to me. They're starting from square zero. I don't think that I know this person. I'm not an instant connection type of individual. So I'm not just opening up to this new person. That's just something you're telling yourself. I don't know why. I don't know why you're doing that. But if I was not expressing my deep emotions for you, I don't know why you would lead yourself to believe, or believe at all, that for the next person it was any different. It's not. If I was uncomfortable being vulnerable with you, that discomfort with vulnerability is going to continue with the next person. If I'm uneasy about opening up with in my past relationships, with you, with my friends, with my family, I'm not going to become an open book in 30 days after no contact, or in 6 months with a new person, if I haven't actively worked on myself. So it's not likely that I'm going to just be this open book and be super vulnerable and have fixed everything. It takes time. And even if I'm actively making strides to fix this, it's still going to take time. It's not immediate. So that discomfort with vulnerability will still remain. If I have a withdrawal pattern, a pattern of withdrawing from things when there's a conflict, when I feel overwhelmed, when things get too serious, that pattern of withdrawal is going to continue in the next relationship. It will persist if I'm not actively working on it. So if you must know what's going on with this person that you used to know that has a dismissive avoidant attachment style, and are they changed for the next person? If they're not actively working on themselves, then it's probably, the answer is no. No. If I'm historically shutting down and pulling away, like that's my coping mechanism, that's my go-to when overwhelmed, I'm very likely to repeat this pattern with a new person. If I'm not consciously making strides to correct this mindset, to correct these behaviors, to do things differently, or to stop myself and think and then make a move, then I'm going to continue to do the things that come most natural to me. So this idea that a person changes, and it's not just dismissive avoidant, but anybody with any attachment style, that they change overnight for another person, to me just seems absolutely illogical and ridiculous. So a few examples of why someone with a dismissive avoidant attachment style, whether or not they change for the next person. If I was emotionally distant with you, I'm probably going to remain emotionally distant. If I needed a lot of independence and I was clinging to my autonomy, I'm still going to need that and demand that from the next person. If I was moving slow with you in a relationship and really pacing myself, I'm going to move slow and really pace myself with the next person. I'm not going to speed it up. Remember, the new person is a stranger. If I was struggling to express my emotions, my limited emotional expression is going to persist with the next person. If I was uncomfortable with being vulnerable, expressing my vulnerability, I'm still going to struggle with that with the next person. If I have a pattern of historically withdrawing in tough situations or uncomfortable situations, I'm probably still going to do that with the next person if I have not consciously decided that I'm going to change that mindset and behavior pattern. Family, thank you so much for tapping in. Like, share, subscribe. Find me on Instagram. Check out the playlist. Drop your attachment style down below and what resonated with you in your situation. And I will be tapping in with you very soon. Family, thank you so much, and keep it real.